Right. We are recording. So we're going to go, we'll just keep going here. We were just talking about our business activity trackers and when we are finding the best time to do it. If you guys have not turned your BAT in to your coach, please do so, because that should be a talking point for you guys, if anything. I don't know if you guys are on a weekly basis talking to your upline coach, but having that BAT and knowing what you did and knowing what you want to do for your next week is going to be very, very helpful to move your business forward. So Pam said that she does hers throughout the day. Man, can you guys see me? This is so weird.
You're frozen again.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep going, all right? We're just going to keep going. All right, so Brooke, how about you unmute yourself and tell us when you find time to do your power hour in BAT?
Well, I kind of follow a little bit of what like Pam was saying. I work out in the morning. Usually I'm up at 5 and then work out and do a little bit before I leave for work, like post on my page and connect with some people in my group. And then usually when I get home from work, I am spending a lot of time on it right now, but I feel like I have to kind of get things up and moving. So I'm spending power hours, plural, but I kind of have that luxury right now with the job that I have. So I'm kind of just taking it and running with it.
Sure. I think that's great. I mean, it really, like, the reason we call it a power hour is because everybody's life is different and so many people are scared that they don't have enough time to do it. So really, at least, like finding an hour of time here, there, wherever, that's why it's called a power hour. But that's awesome, Brooke, that you have that time right now to spend your time and energy to put into it. That's fantastic. Go with it.
Yeah.
You're probably getting more done and making even more connections, and that is fantastic. So high five.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right. How about you, Brock?
I find typically during the week, I do my hour to hour and a half at night after I've done everything worked out and before going to bed. But on weekends, I'm able to spend a little bit more time on it. And so that works for me just because usually I'm working till 5 and then sometimes we get called back in if something goes down with the computer. But yeah, and some days are worse than others, and I squeeze it all in, and I get my personal development. Of course, Monday with the wake up call, I listen to that when I get home, and then I read before I go to bed. So
Good. Great. It sounds like you're getting a lot of it in. So perfect. You guys, this is not a cookie cutter business. Everybody has a different life and different priorities and things that they have to do. So as long as you're finding what works for you, you should feel really good about that. I'm going to move on to Nicole.
Mm-hmm. I find that it works. I usually try and do an hour at a time. But on the weekends, like Brock said, I spend a little more time on it just because I don't have to worry about my job.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's working, like the BAT is working well for you? The power items and everything, that's going okay?
Yes.
You feel like you can just knock them on out, or do you get stuck anywhere?
I guess the inviting people, I guess, it's trying to find who's going to be interested is my thing. And then who do I add on Facebook that's not already my friend? Because a lot of people are like, I'm leery of who I add on Facebook anyways, when they request me. So I'm like, okay, what's this person adding me for? So they're probably thinking the same thing. So
I'm with you, girl.
I don't know you. So
yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit too, because I also get stuck in certain places on my BAT. So let's hear from Cassandra. How about you?
I do my power hour in the evening right now, but I'm thinking of switching it up and starting in the morning before I go to work. I guess I don't know if I really. I've been doing pretty good getting the people to join the free eating challenge right now. I added 2 more today, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Awesome.
I guess I don't know.
Good.
I guess something I wanted to say. I was talking to somebody yesterday at a birthday party, and they were saying how much they liked the stuff I'd been posting. And they were like, yeah, I need to start getting into, getting more fit myself. I didn't really know what to say back to them. I get stuck when I talk to people face to face,
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else have that problem? Because I feel like I'm socially awkward a lot of times.
I
can
think
type it on a
that's pretty
computer or
normal.
text it.
Yeah, and especially because this business is done so much on the computer or behind the scenes, and we can send a message and then shoot it off and like close it down and not have to worry about it, But when you get in front of people, it can be a little bit more scary. But you still just remember that you're being true to yourself. They obviously are talking to you about it because they feel comfortable, and just even ask them more questions, like what are your goals and what would you like to see happen? Or what have you been doing lately? Just continue as a conversation. Like, that's just me when I used to struggle with that big time. And now I almost prefer to get in front of people and have that face-to-face conversation because I can get a response out of them.
Yeah.
Like when we shoot out a message or an email, they very well can just ignore us.
Yeah, not say anything back. So,
yeah. But you don't have to feel the pressure of like inviting them right there at that very second, but just still getting to know them and getting to know their needs and what you can do for them.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the next thing I should say. Oh, do you want to join me? But no.
And you could throw that out there. It depends on the
Yeah.
situation, like it really could just be, well, hey, if they say they are wanting to work on something and you have a free group going, you could just be like, well, hey, I do have this free group going next week. Do you want to jump in with us? I mean, just something simple and easy like that. They'd just be like, well, tell me more, or no, and then you can just move on. But if they're talking to you already, I bet they probably would be interested.
Okay.
You definitely could follow up with that person.
Yes, that's a good idea. I was thinking that too. I should send her a note.
Yeah. Very cool. Mindy, yeah, you're on the phone there, right?
Yep, I'm here.
So how's it going for you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Good. My business hours are in the morning. I do it usually between 9:30 to 11. So that's usually what time I'm doing everything. Because otherwise, I'm caught up in grading papers with homeschooling and everything. So the rest of the day. So I get it done in the morning. And like somebody else said, the Facebook stuff where you have to add people, that's the hardest part for me.
Sure.
Adding people, I have no idea who they are. So.
Yes, I agree. I still I have a hard time with that too, because I spend a lot of my personal page is my personal stuff. And so I still am a little leery of that as well. So you're not.
That's me too.
Yeah, and on that note, you got to be careful because there's a lot of weirdos out there, and I get the occasional weird friend request by someone showing all parts of their body, but yeah, it's crazy. I get them in Skype too, but you gotta be very careful because that's one thing as being in the computer industry that we look after a lot is that there are a lot of people scamming, spamming, and trying to do other things, and it's kind of sucks. So that's why I like face to face more, because you get a feel for the person. But ultimately, when you see their name, whatever your gut feeling is about that, that's a good way to go with that. If you think I'm not sure, then don't add them. Go on to someone else, because you always that first impression of someone, even by just seeing their Facebook picture, is probably a good one.
I agree. And
Right.
honestly, like if people are adding me, like requesting me as a friend, I question that more. Like it's one thing if I'm adding them, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if maybe I kind of know this person. We have a couple friends in common. I'll go ahead and add them. Like that's one thing because I can at least kind of stalk them a little bit. But if somebody is sending me a friend request and I have no idea who they are and we might maybe have one friend in common, I don't even bother because there's even accounts out there now that are, they're like hacked accounts and, so you just never know. That's
Right.
just me.
And I've got kids, so that's
Yeah.
what bothers me.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's hear from Miss Jackie because I like to hear how she does hers.
Well, things are a little kind of sporadic throughout the day right now because I'm on summer break, but that will be changing next week. I go back to work. Well, this week I go back to work on Thursday.
Oh.
So I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do once I go back to work. I will typically be getting up at 5 to get my workout in and my Shakeology. And then what I'll usually do is just check in with my Facebook groups. And then I always do a motivational quote on both my business page and my personal page. And then I usually stick to at least 3 posts a day between those two. So then anything else that comes up throughout the day, then I'll throw it either on my personal page or my like page. And then I'll probably check in with those Facebook groups again a couple times during the day when I've got a break over lunch break, and then if there's any break throughout the day. And then I will be getting off at 2, and then I'll be spending a couple hours there to catch up with messages with my challengers and the people that I'm trying to contact to get into a group. And then I usually do my personal development before I go to bed.
Very cool. See how different we all are, you guys? And that is what makes this team amazing because we come from all different walks of life. We all have different jobs. We all have different family situations. For me, it's currently me and my husband. I personally, right now, what I've been doing is I get up at 5. I decided that when I get up at 5, I work on some things around the house, whether it's some laundry or dishes, helping him get ready for work, having breakfast together. Then when he leaves, I drink my Energize and I read my personal development book while that sets in. Then I go for my workout. Then after that, shower, get ready for my day, and I spend a good chunk of my morning in my business. And since I'm doing this full time, I spend more than an hour doing it. So that's where mine is. Again, then that also leaves me in the evenings when my husband comes home, I can spend that time with him. Now, calls like this is a different situation, but he knows that I'm on this and for good reason. But I know when he comes in the door at 5 that I don't want my nose to be in my phone. I want to be able to ask him how his day is and what's happening with him. So that's why making sure that you know when you're going to do your business hours, whether it's for your family or for the other activities that you have going on, that you can concentrate on those things fully and not have to worry about Beachbody over here. When you're concentrating on Beachbody, your full attention is on Beachbody, and then you can walk away from it and spend time with your family and spend time with those other activities that you have going on. So that's why it is so important to just get that BAT knocked out. Go for it. Okay, you guys. So that's great. That was a wonderful conversation. As we're moving on here, how did your invites go for the 5-day free eating free 5-day free clean eating challenge? That's a mouthful. There are a ton of people in that group, and I think you guys probably knocked it out of the park. Did anybody have any questions or objections or things that you'd like to walk through for situations? And so the way I might answer something would be probably completely different than the way Jackie or the way Renee would answer something. So we can just kind of have an open discussion here for a little bit.
Yeah, I had something, and it's one of the ladies that I added to the group. I met her in she's from some of the paranormal stuff that I've done. and they don't have a lot of money. And she's totally worried about it, about eating. She saw the list and she's like, I can't afford a lot of this stuff. And this is more food than I normally eat. And I pretty much was telling her, chill out for a few minutes. It's going to be okay. You don't have to follow everything to a T, and we're not looking for you to automatically, switch and be eating all this stuff. But if you change a few things every day, eventually you're going to cover and you're going to eat more clean than you are bad. And that's the purpose of this, is to get you on that track, not to automatically switch you and say you're eating all clean. Because if you jump into it like that, odds are after it's done, you're going to revert right back.
Very good, Brock. High five. I think that was awesome, because I decided to open up my own group just because we have so many people, and I had to tell people cleaner eating, because some people were like, I can't do that, because we're talking like cutting out sugar, cutting out fast food, cutting out processed food, right? That's the basis of this, of 5 days of clean eating. But that is a huge change for so many people. I mean, when I look back at when I first did one, I was like, what am I doing? Oh my God, what? No fast food for 5 days? Are you shitting me? So, I mean, even just like, if maybe they're a latte fiend, and they cut one of those out, or cut 2 of those out for the week, like that is a win. That's a win.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to say too when you start talking just now about the drinks. Another lady in there drinks sweet tea, and when I say sweet tea, I like tea sweet. I used to. I don't really drink it that much anymore. But hers makes you feel like you're going to go in a diabetic coma. But she was like, do I have to just drink water all the time? And I'm like, no. But if you think about it this way, replace 1 glass of sweet tea with a glass of water.
Mm-hmm.
And then next day, replace 2 with 2 glasses of water, and work your way up. And she's like, yeah, can I put lemon and stuff in it? I'm like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, but just, go slow. You don't have to switch.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you to make a revelation right now and switch everything.
Exactly. And that's going to take the pressure off of them. There are going to be some people that want to go balls to the wall and clean completely, and that's cool too. It just shows us that everybody's so different. Everybody has their own struggles throughout this journey. And if it starts with this clean eating, then fantastic. Now, I did see a comment in there about the meal plan, and it not being as clean as maybe some had thought. But Jackie, I loved your comment about that, because I definitely feel the same way. This is a free challenge. It's meant to help people and to connect, and just to give them something to move forward in their health and weight loss journey. And the meal plan is not like, it's there for them to use. There for them to pick and choose from. They don't have to eat off of it if they don't want to. But that meal plan was put together with love by our team, by Cindy and Renee, and was given to them for free, So honestly, like, that's amazing. That's amazing. We are giving them some really great stuff in this free challenge. So they can take it or leave it, or pick it out or not use it. Or, I picked 3 things off of that meal plan that I was going to try this week. And that's all, because that's what sounded good to me. So they can do the same thing.
And if they don't get help from the meal plan, they're going to get help from the accountability in the group, because just knowing that you're going to have to post in there all the things that you ate, you're probably going to make some better decisions.
For sure.
Right. I told a lot of my people that, making sure that they're posting every day, that's going to help them, because if they didn't eat what they thought they should have that day, then they're going to feel a little more guilty about having to post it. I don't want them to make them feel guilty, but I told them, try and stay away from the processed foods. Just, I'm like, if you can't have everything on that meal plan, just get away from the processed foods, the fast foods, and go towards more the perimeter of the store, because you shouldn't need to buy anything in the aisles besides your baking goods and stuff like that. So I told them, produce and just making a conscious effort of what you're putting in your body.
Fantastic. That's spot on, Nicole. Because it really is just about awareness of what we're eating, and that's where it starts for everybody, no matter where you're at. Even for us people who've been doing this for years and years, and like summertime is just like completely blown up my waistline.
I agree completely.
So this week I'm taking 5 days to be with these people, connect with them, and also watch myself,
Yes.
Amen.
So, okay. Any other questions on what's going on with the 5 days? I think you guys are doing awesome. So, all right. If not, you guys, and always just post questions in the Push to Emerald group. I know there was a little confusion. We had a discussion. It was Pam and Brock and my other coach, Cece. Sometimes the links, depending on the links for the free account versus the club account, the free account is always free, you guys. So maybe it was just something. I honestly have not used the app very much, so I don't know what that sends. But if anybody's ever asked for a credit card, it's probably because they're either getting signed up for the club membership or they're ordering, really. But a free account is free. They get all the goods on that page, which that is something that you should probably point out to them. Maybe go in yourself and take a look at what is actually provided in the Team Beachbody account so that you can talk to them about it. They can get recipes in there. There's that, I don't really know how you say this, Michi's or Micah's, whatever that ladder is, that has the lists and lists of food and where they come into different spaces of like the goodness for your health and your body. They say the calorie tracker. There's just so many things. The blog articles alone are awesome. Being able to track your workouts, that account is money and it's free. Okay. So that's also something that you can just, utilize to tell them this is what you're getting for free, Okay. Let me think real quick because we need to cover just a couple more things. I got to make sure I hit everything here. Oh, next week. Today's Sunday. So this week. No, next week. So sorry. Anyway, the 12th. So that's next week. We're going to be doing a business opportunity webinar. Okay, so we will be starting to get prepared for this. We're not just going to say, go invite people. There is going to be some great scripts available for you guys to start inviting people that you see on your dream team to come and listen to a webinar by Renee, myself, Jackie, Desiree. We're all going to be on a Zoom call. Hopefully that is actually moving, and so we can see each other. And we're going to be doing this Zoom call, talking about the business opportunity, talking about becoming a coach. And this type of webinar is good for anybody that maybe was a challenger or that you just want to work with, somebody in the fitness industry that you feel this would be a good fit for. Anything from, bye Jackie, thanks. Anybody that you feel you would like to have on your team, you should invite to this. So start creating that list of those people that you want to be working close with, and you will see that we're going to start working on how to invite those people to come and join us for this call. Okay, so that's exciting. Is that Renee?
Yeah, I'm fashionably late.
Fashionably. We're just about ready to get off of here.
Well, I know.
It's okay. This is really weird. The Zoom is not working quite right. Everybody's either frozen and then they start moving and then I don't know.
I see that.
We stopped and started and got off and got back on, so I'm not quite sure what's happening, but
It
we
could have a
just
little
went
bit
with
to do with it could have a little bit to do with the fact they had to upgrade today, so it
Mhm.
could be something so I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to see your faces. I just want to step in.
We're glad you're here. Are you kidding me? We touched on the BAT. We talked about when they do their power hours or when they work on it. We talked about the clean eating challenge and people inviting. I just mentioned the webinar.
For next week. Okay.
Yeah, it's for the 12th,
Awesome.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The 12th.
So that's pretty much all we've covered. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about? You
I
can
don't think
take us on out of here.
No, I think that's good. I texted you kind of everything I was thinking about for this evening. So that's what's nice about this. And I appreciate this is so much teamwork, is that sometimes when you have things come up, we have people that can fill in. And I appreciate you doing that, Katie.
Sure.
That's it. Other than you guys, the 5-day challenge starts tomorrow. The one thing I can stress to you now is this is a glimpse into what you're going to be as their coach, regardless if it's free or not. Be thinking about where you're going to take your customers after this ends. What program or what are you going to focus on? And, when is your start date going to be? And that's the biggest thing. I think if you have a plan in place and when you are going to start that next challenge group, so you can start to think about, what you're going to do next. And I'm sure you guys cover that too. But anyway, that's the only thing that I had.
That's probably about the only thing. That's a good way to end it because we didn't there's no date set for the next challenge group. That probably will be something good we can talk about through the Push to Emerald group, or maybe even with your upline coach. They may have specific dates that they like to do their 30-day groups, or maybe you're ready to just go for it and do your own. So definitely start thinking ahead. I love that you added that, Renee, as far as where you want to take these people when you're done with 5 days, because 5 days is going to go fast.
It goes super fast, and it's just going to go lightning fast. So one thing that I would recommend that you guys do is, if you don't have somebody to start with, like Katie said, contact your upline. But here's a great opportunity for you guys to take advantage of all the things in the Coach Online office that are available for you for the challenge. There are program specific challenges that you can just go in and cut, copy and paste. There are in the Team Succeed link. You guys don't wait for somebody else to take charge of your business. This is about you, and the faster that you can step up and lead and really fail. I've failed a lot of challenge groups before, and trust me, that's the one thing that I've always learned, is that if you fail, then you really know what are going to be different. And not every challenge group is going to be perfect. Not everybody's going to be responsive. Not, the posts aren't going to be. The one thing that you're doing is you're creating that environment for those people to, that they don't have. And just let you guys know that even though maybe you think it sucks, it's awesome for them, because they've never had that before. A lot of them haven't ever had the supportive system and the tips and to have their coach there for them. And so just keep that in mind when you're starting it, is the best time is now. The time is now for you to start it on your own, and the faster you can do that and not rely on somebody else to set your schedule, the better it's going to be, and the more successful you will be, because you will just have, the only reason Katie and I are more successful in this business is because, like Summer says, we've just failed. We've been in it a lot longer, and we've done it. We've failed a lot. We've failed a lot more than you guys have, and we didn't have challenge groups when we first got started. You guys have everything lined out for you, what to say and what to post, and you have everything. And the other thing I do want you guys to keep in mind too is that just because we have a sale doesn't mean you have to shove size down someone's throat, okay? You don't have to do a particular program. You don't have to fit everybody into the same box, just because size is on sale doesn't mean everybody's going to want to do size. Just because, the 21-day fix isn't on sale doesn't mean that the person couldn't spend an extra $20 to get the program that they want. So just make sure that you're listening to the needs of your customers and not just giving them size because it's $20 cheaper, because more than likely they won't be happy with it, and they won't be ready to commit to it. And if we know that they're not in love with it and they don't understand it, the less likely they're going to be to commit to that. So help them figure out what meets their needs on their time and their budget and their interest and their trainer. You guys have done a lot of the programs. You know what trainer is going to fit that person's personality best. And so that's one thing that I have to say is just because size is on sale doesn't mean that everybody's going to want to do size. Okay. Got it?
Yep.
All right.
I do have a quick question, though, sort of not really on the topic, but the 21-day fix and extreme are both listed as still on sale. And people keep telling me that they read that it's on sale till the end of September.
I haven't seen that, but sometimes the Beachbody have seen that where they'll leave it on sale. The prices won't change for a couple of days, especially if the weekend is a new date. Like if it's a new month on a Saturday, their updating team isn't in the office until, let's say, Monday, Tuesday, and it takes them a while to get that changed out. Okay. So if you have somebody that wants to do the 21-day fix, I would have them do it, before tomorrow afternoon, because those people, those tech people will be in there. Just like you guys remember that process of them uploading like the programs, like the challenge packs first. They had to do the challenge packs for size, and then they started doing the different deluxe and the basics. It's the same thing. They just can't turn on a switch and those are going to be different. They have to go in and change all of that. So with Saturday, the 1st of August, the 1st of August being on a Saturday, more than likely those people are not working on Sunday and probably not and going to get to it until Monday afternoon. Okay. So that probably could be the case. Okay.
I just had people asking me today, so
yeah,
I was happy to see it. They were happy because they couldn't get to it till today. So
that's great. So that helps you. That helps us to have it on the weekends like that too. So I would imagine they'll have it through tomorrow. Maybe even Tuesday. I don't know, but I would say definitely probably be down by Tuesday morning.
It says August 12th. August 12th for the 21-day fix, for the 21-day fix extreme, August 10th, and for the kickstart, August 12th.
Okay, so you have a couple weeks then. That's nice. They didn't say anything about that in the Diamond Insider, that I've read, so I didn't know that at all.
No, I didn't see it either. I'd just been hearing people talk about it.
I just clicked on the FAQ under the current promotions, and I think they pushed them over for a week after that month just to make sure for last orders coming in.
Yeah, that's great to know. So you guys have, a couple weeks for your size and, the 3-day refresh kickstart, and then you'll have the 21-day fix and fix extreme. So you have a lot to offer our customers this month for the challenge group. But just, a lot of things that what I'll do is, when you're setting your challenge groups is you want to think about 2 weeks in advance. I think someone was talking about that. You want to set your date and then you want to make sure count back 2 weeks. And then you use that 1 week for them to order, and you kind of get everybody, you got to order by this date. And then Katie and I have always used the week prior, at least Wednesday prior to your start date, as a pre-week. So you'll have, like the 21-day fix takes a little bit of education, takes a little bit of time to get them to understand how to use the meal plan. So you might start a challenge and say, we're going to start on, let's say, the 10th, but we're actually going to start, like the 7th. Okay. Just so you give them a little bit more time and you're just not like, hey, you can order up to this date, but we're going to do a few things before we get started. Okay. So you can do with that, but just make sure that when you're setting your date that you have plenty of time for them to order. The one thing that's nice about the Beachbody challenge packs now is that they have access to the workout programs right away. So people can order pretty quickly and they can still be part of your challenge group. They're just not going to have Shakeology, but they can get started with the workouts as soon as you can. So that gives you a little bit more flexibility for your ordering time too, because they can get started with you, even if it's 2 days. So you have a lot more time to get more of those people into your challenge group, and you can still help them with, the meal planning and how to educate them on things until their Shakeology comes. So that's really nice about that option.
Cool. And I had one more tip on the Facebook thing.
Yep.
You should always Facebook search your name to make sure, because people have been going in, friending you, grabbing your profile picture and creating another page with your name and your profile picture. And so you want to keep an eye on that, because they could be, sending stuff to your friends, and it could be someone completely different.
Well, let's not scare people, but that does happen.
We were talking about adding friends and people adding us, and so that was just probably from that.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah.
that is crazy, Brock.
I would recommend that. I don't know if you guys have read or listened to Shalene's podcast, but about a month or so ago, she was hacked by social media, social engineers is what they call them. They do it for fun. They log into just general people's stuff, not even Shalene's. They just do it for fun, and they don't. You don't have to have these creative passwords. You guys know, when you log onto your computer or you create a new account, and when they start to ask you what your password questions are, your security answers, they figure out how to get into your account through those things. So when you open a new account, let's say, what's the name of your favorite pet, or the place that you went to school, your high school, those types of questions. It's not about your password, because they will figure out how to get into your account using those security questions. And so Chalene Johnson, that's kind of how she got, she thought she was safe. She thought she was secure, but all these people just kept, every time she would hit reset her email address or reset her password, those people were getting into her other accounts, and she would just create an account, and she would just go back and forth. And it was just like they were taking over all this stuff, and they completely just wiped her out. I mean, after 400,000 some followers, they wiped her out. They took all of her stuff, took all of her pictures. She had nothing. So one of the things that I would recommend that you do, and that's on my list to do this week, it's been on my list for a while, is go to her podcast and learn a little bit more about the security. I don't want to freak you guys out, but it can happen. And it's called, it's called 1Password. And actually, Darren DeToni, his wife is Danielle Fit and Funky. He was a FBI agent, and he's created this one checklist, and I'm going to give that to you guys too, that you can go through, and it tells you exactly what you need to protect yourself online. So if you're worried about that stuff or people hacking into your account, you need to take some precautionary. Seriously. I mean, that's one thing. You can go back and listen to her podcast. I mean, don't freak out about it, but it is something that I do think that all of us need to be, need to be aware of. Right? Did I freak you out?
No, it's and these tools can be downloaded from anybody and run. So
yeah,
it makes our job in the information technology so much fun.
I'm sure. Okay, so we're going to end this, guys. I want you to give a thumbs up. Have a great week. Sorry I was late. I appreciate you, Katie, more than you know. And just go out there and kill it this week with your challenge groups, okay? And if you guys need questions or have answers or need to figure out how to respond to somebody's objections, everything is going to be there for you guys this week. We're going to talk a little bit more about that this week too, okay? All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.